Last week, we did the long version of our top 10 LGBT countries list. This was an exciting project that took many months of research and compiling data from dozens of sources. Today, we're re-giving you a condensed overview of that longer video, so you can share it with your friends who don't have the time or patience to sit through our usual thorough explanations. This should give you everything you need to know in under 7 minutes. So let's get into it. Number 10. Canada. Canada has long been a leader in LGBT rights, offering protections and a social safety net that few other nations can match. With a large population, generous legal protections, robust anti-discrimination laws, ample access to healthcare, and a high level of social acceptance, Canada offers one of the most comprehensive environments for LGBT people to thrive. Around 4% of Canadians identify as LGBT, slightly higher than the global average. And women make up around 60% of that number, mostly due to the high percentage of women identifying as bisexual. Non-binary people account for another 2 to 3% of the population, a figure that's on the rise, particularly among younger generations. Legal protections for LGBT Canadians are some of the strongest in the world. Marriage equality has been recognized since 2005, and adoption rights are extensive, permitting both same-sex couples and single LGBT people to adopt without discrimination. Discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity is prohibited in employment, housing, healthcare, and public accommodation. Moreover, Canada has introduced nationwide sex education curricula that are sensitive to the needs of LGBT students. Trans and non-binary Canadians are also legally recognized with comprehensive protections against discrimination and the right to change their legal gender. Access to gender-affirming healthcare is available across the country. Canada's social fabric is also notable for its inclusivity, particularly in major urban centres like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. These cities are home to vibrant LGBT communities, diverse cultural events, and numerous organizations that advocate for the rights and well-being of the community. However, it's essential to acknowledge that despite the progressive policies, systemic discrimination and prejudice still exist. Indigenous LGBT people, for instance, often face unique challenges due to both colonial legacies and persistent cultural barriers within their communities. Nevertheless, Canada's commitment to LGBT rights has set a commendable precedent on the global stage. Its policies and attitudes serve as a benchmark for other nations striving to create more inclusive societies. No. 9. Australia. Similar to Canada, Australia has made significant strides in recognizing and protecting the rights of its LGBT population. The country's legal framework provides robust safeguards against discrimination and promotes equality. Same-sex marriage was legalized in 2017. Adoption rights are inclusive, and anti-discrimination laws extend to various aspects of life, including employment, housing, and access to goods and services. Moreover, Australia has a long history of social progressiveness, particularly in major cities such as Sydney and Melbourne, which are renowned for their vibrant and accepting LGBT scenes. These cities have hosted major events like the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras, attracting international attention and celebrating diversity. Despite these advancements, Australia's LGBT community continues to face challenges. Issues like transphobia, homophobia, and the overrepresentation of LGBT people in homelessness statistics highlight the need for ongoing advocacy and support. Additionally, regional disparities exist, with rural areas often lagging behind in terms of acceptance and legal protections. Nevertheless, Australia's commitment to equality is evident in its policies and its iconic landmarks like the Rainbow Crosswalk in Sydney, serving as powerful symbols of inclusion and pride. Number 8. United States. The United States presents a mixed picture when it comes to LGBT rights and protections. While it's home to some of the most progressive cities in the world, like San Francisco and New York, it also has areas that remain deeply conservative and discriminatory. On the positive side, the US has seen significant progress. Same-sex marriage is now legal nationwide. Anti-discrimination laws exist in many states and cities, and transgender athletes are increasingly being recognized and included. States like California and New York offer comprehensive protections and benefits for LGBT citizens. Major cities have thriving LGBT communities and serve as hubs for activism and advocacy. However, the situation varies greatly across the country. Many states lack anti-discrimination laws, allowing for discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Transgender people, particularly transgender women, face disproportionate rates of violence and discrimination. Conversion therapy, which seeks to change a person's sexual orientation, is still legal in some states. And in several states, same-sex marriage is not recognized. Despite these challenges, the LGBT movement in the US is strong. Activists continue to push for equality and inclusion at both state and federal levels. Landmark rulings, like those of Obergefell v. Hodges and Bostock v. Clayton County, have advanced LGBT rights significantly, and the election of openly gay politicians like Sarah McBath demonstrates growing acceptance. Additionally, the visibility of LGBT Americans in various fields, from entertainment to sports, has increased, fostering role models and advocates for the community. In conclusion, the US presents a mixed bag of progress and challenges. While it boasts progressive cities and landmark achievements, significant disparities and discriminatory practices persist. Only through continued advocacy and legal reform can the US truly become a champion of LGBT rights and equality. Number 7. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom follows closely behind the US in this ranking, benefiting from a shared history and legal system. The UK has made substantial strides in recognizing LGBT rights, driven in part by its urban populations in cities like London, Manchester and Edinburgh, which are noted for their diverse and inclusive communities. Same-sex marriage was legalized in England and Wales in 2013, followed by Scotland in 2014. Northern Ireland, however, legalized it in 2019 after a protracted legal battle. The UK has also enacted anti-discrimination laws prohibiting discrimination on the grounds of sexual orientation and gender reassignment. These protections extend to areas such as employment, housing, and access to goods and services. Furthermore, the UK has made efforts to improve the lives of transgender people. In 2004, the Gender Recognition Act was amended to simplify and speed up the process for obtaining legal recognition as transgender. However, challenges remain. Transgender individuals continue to face stigma and discrimination, and the process of obtaining legal recognition can still be arduous. Moreover, the UK's diverse cultural and historical context, especially in Northern Ireland, leads to varying attitudes towards LGBT issues. Despite these challenges, the UK has made significant progress in advancing LGBT rights and creating a more inclusive society. Its urban centres serve as vibrant hubs for LGBT culture, and its commitment to equality has set a precedent for other European nations. Number 6. Spain. Spain stands out in Europe for its early recognition and protection of LGBT rights, The country's progressive policies, particularly in areas like marriage equality and anti-discrimination laws, contribute to a society that is more accepting and inclusive. One of the most notable achievements of Spain's LGBT movement was the legalization of same-sex marriage in 2005, making it the third country in the world and the first in continental Europe to do so. This landmark legislation reflected a significant shift in societal attitudes and a commitment to equal rights for all citizens, regardless of sexual orientation. Additionally, Spain has strong anti-discrimination laws, prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity in areas such as employment, healthcare, and public services. These laws aim to create a level playing field and ensure equal opportunities for LGBT people. Furthermore, Spain's commitment to LGBT rights is evident in its support for international initiatives and its promotion of diversity and inclusion in its cultural and educational spheres. Cities like Madrid and Barcelona are known for their vibrant LGBT scenes, hosting events like Madrid's Christopher Street Day and Barcelona's Gay Pride, which celebrate diversity and promote tolerance. Despite these advancements, Spain's LGBT community still faces challenges. Transgender individuals, in particular, continue to experience higher rates of unemployment and poverty, highlighting the need for continued efforts to address economic disparities and social stigma. Nevertheless, Spain's progressive stance on LGBT rights has made it a model for other European countries and a beacon of acceptance and equality for LGBT people worldwide. And now we're going to speed through the rest of the top 5. But if you want any of these to be expanded upon in a future video, just let us know in the comments. Now, 5. Brazil. Brazil is renowned for its vibrant culture and its dedication to social causes, and LGBT rights are no exception. Major cities like São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro are known for their large LGBT communities and active advocacy groups. Same-sex marriage has been legal since 2019. And the country has robust anti-discrimination laws protecting against discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. Number 4. India. India's cultural diversity and its history of social activism have contributed to a growing awareness and acceptance of LGBT issues. In 2018, India's Supreme Court decriminalized homosexuality, and the country has made efforts to recognize the rights of transgender people. Cities like Mumbai and Delhi have sizable LGBT communities and active advocacy groups. And there's a growing movement to include non-binary identities in legal and social contexts. Number 3. Germany. Germany has a long history of social progressiveness, and its LGBT rights are a testament to this legacy. Cities like Berlin and Hamburg are known for their tolerant and inclusive attitudes, and the country has robust anti-discrimination laws that protect against discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. Germany also has a strong tradition of solidarity and activism, with numerous organizations advocating for the rights and well-being of LGBT people. Number 2. Italy. Italy has made significant strides in recognizing LGBT rights, driven in part by its major cities like Rome and Milan, which have vibrant LGBT communities and progressive local policies. Same-sex civil unions have been legal since 2016, and the country has laws against discrimination based on sexual orientation. There's also growing support for transgender rights and a movement to improve the lives of intersex children. Number 1. South Africa. South Africa is a trailblazer in LGBT rights, especially regarding legal protections. It was the first country in Africa to legalize same-sex marriage in 2008, and its constitution guarantees equality and prohibits discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. South Africa also has comprehensive anti-discrimination laws and policies that extend to areas like employment, housing, and access to healthcare. Major cities like Cape Town and Johannesburg are home to large LGBT communities and active advocacy groups. And that's it. We hope you enjoyed this condensed version of our top 10 LGBT countries list. If you did, please like and share it with your friends who might be interested. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.